All right, Nerdsy, is you ready? Delpesh, is you ready?
Yeah. It's about that time.
In a world where, did I even say it right? In a world where, Batman might just pull up and start beating people up for bus fare invasion. This is the vent. I'm your host. I'll just say Jamie Hunter. You know, no more Jay Hunterville. We got the Nerdsy here. We got Delpesh here.
See, I was expecting Z to make a sound, but like it threw me off when she just did the hello. That's the silent hello.
You didn't know what to do next.
It threw me off.
He's about to bounce off the vocals.
But I'm here.
This guy just laughing the whole time. So how has your weeks have been?
What?
How has your week been?
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Here, man.
What did I do? You know what? I'll go second. See, how was your week? Yeah.
Zakia's not ready. How? Yo, so my week. It's good. Did like a freaking Pee Wee Herman, like. Wow.
Oh man,
my week has been interesting. I realized that I don't think I want to work 40-hour weeks anymore.
Okay.
You ever feel like you just don't want to work anymore? I want to get paid to sleep.
That'd be a crazy thing.
But you know what? I'm gonna do it anyway because I have no choice. You know, sometimes when you wake up out of bed, you just kind of want to work. I don't want to work.
It's
And it's like, oh
yeah. I mean, if your work environment is cool and everything like that, then
you know how much times I almost wanted to just break my phone when I heard that alarm.
Okay. I mean,
not like
I don't go on
you just want to do something, but you know you can't afford to do that.
I see what you mean. But breaking
when it hits $2,000. Let me put this back.
Yeah, you can. No. It's
that's why some people, when I notice like some people that have like a certain type of anger that they just break things, I look at them and I'm like, yeah, you didn't need that. Like you don't watch like you don't watch TV. You're just gonna just mash up your TV like that. You're just gonna just fling it. Like you broke the fan. It's a hot summer day. Like
you broke your fan.
It's not my fan. You broke yours.
You broke your fan.
What you had to deal with. Like what the hell? So you're just gonna break your laptop?
That's I never understood that.
Mad or you're just gonna break some. I mean, some people it's warranted anger, but I mean,
yeah, like screaming a pillow. Like if I had a pillow near me, for those watching, like I would take a pillow and just go, bro. Like okay, like we're trying to. So if you're upset, it's just a quick demonstration.
No, don't put your face in the pillow. Sorry.
No, not to put it in, but like you're having a bad day, you just be like, actually, I'm gonna do a magic trick. Hold on, I'm gonna be like, woo! And then you just.
Honestly,
no, but some people
you're a real like, man.
Some people do that. Like,
I'm gonna be scared if you scream in the pillow. If it's like, hey, one moment, they just walk off, and, just hear that muffle in the background. You're just like.
We're just fighting the air.
Yeah, yo, no, but some people get mad. No, but sometimes that is needed. Well, yeah, that's the best. Especially if you're so cheap, you just hang up the phone and you're like, I can't take it. That's when you know you are angry.
Yo.
But you can't even yell. You just like that one. You're steaming, just.
Yo.
You start rocking with it.
That's how you know you're upset.
Yo.
That's stupid.
When you start rocking back and forth, talking to yourself.
Ooh, and your knees are rubbing you.
It's like
I can't take it anymore.
it's one of those the invisible. Ooh, this motherfucker don't know who I am.
Yo, you ever got so mad that like, and you get mad at yourself more because you should have said something else in that moment?
Oh shoot!
So
Wow.
you're there by yourself, like, if I could have replayed this moment. It's like, I was like, you're the problem, you little. This is just you're just replaying it in your mind. It's like, what? I'm the problem? You're the problem. Oh, I would have said that. I should have said that. You just stressing yourself. Just
Yo. Like I mentioned earlier, like there's someone at work I have to carefully watch because I can see the potential of them getting that upset. Like when they go and break a clipboard, guys.
Some people, when you watch them and you're just seeing them, and you watch them just start shaking, just shaking in the spot like they're trying to do something. And you're like,
Like I remember, there's a time this person told me that when they came across like another employee, they're just like, just stay away from me, just stay away from me. It's like, yo.
No, the scary ones are the people who, whatever's happening, they're talking to you, and then it's a hot pause. They look up to the sky, and that big sigh, that person you gotta stay clear from. Stay clear from that person. When they're like, you know what? It's okay. At that point.
Yo.
for me, it's the one when the guy's like, it's the one that I feel like you need to fear is the one that keeps staring at you when the conversation's over.
Yo.
So, but I said, get over here and do your work. And the man's just watching the man that just said it to him. Just watching is like, yo, that guy's gonna kill someone.
Yo, no, he's gonna.
I remember, what was it, Roger? Was it Kevin Bacon on The Simpsons?
Right.
When he was working at the Cookie Mart and he's just getting mad at everything because they had to teach him, like, I think he had to act like he was a.
He's an
employee.
Remember that employee? Yeah.
He was like, he asked, was it Lionel or one of them? He was like, hey, am I doing this well? I was like, no, you're doing it like you need more emphasis in things, dude. So okay, he's like, wait, come back, get over here. And then he's like, I'm me and you're you. He's like, I'm what? He's like, look, don't push me around. That's when you know someone is mad too. When they get mad, they click. Don't just play with me today. Okay?
Goes from up here to the.
Don't. I remember when the teachers sometimes you could tell they were fuming, and you're like, you know what? That's it. I'll wait. That one, I'll wait.
And it's dead quiet. Everyone else is still going off.
They're still going off.
Yo, shut up.
But you know.
But you know that teacher's fuming.
Yeah,
You see
internally.
pink face now. And you're like, ooh.
Shout out to the teachers who just went to the lights and went.
I was just like, what the hell?
But then, if this were today's time,
flicking on the lights.
you would see these kids will now put up their flashlights and start going around like this, like it's a whole party. Like,
Them teachers probably just say, you know what, F this EMP. Yeah. Why the network?
take the data
or whatever that just disables all the network.
Wi-Fi.
Ooh, you spoke that in.
Yeah.
That. But because of school budgets, they're not going to install that.
What if the teacher just has one?
A teacher with the EMP.
Lock it off.
That's just as bad. You remember some teachers if you're back in the day when you don't have. Nowadays these classrooms have like central air in their rooms.
Right.
I just had the fan. Mm-hmm. You must be able to teach just went.
Who did no?
Like,
I gotta remember.
And all you have to deal with the draft and the windows are like this. So yo, bro. You wish you had the window seat.
I think one teacher did that in my lifetime. I can't remember what grade I was in. That scenario definitely happened before. They just went, you know what? Mm-hmm. Hey!
Yo, you can't even do it.
You didn't realize.
So just for somebody to catch a cool breeze, they'd have to get up, pretend that they're sharpening the pencil, but they walk past the window and just catch the draft and just come back and then go right back around.
Oh my goodness, man! What such a life, man.
Remember the teachers? Sometimes we pissed the teachers off a little bit. We did. We were some bad kids sometimes.
Hey, man.
Go to the wall. He's like, I don't want to go to the wall right now. Go to the wall, man. Just go. Look at this shit. Jesus.
I had tears that would get these teachers losing it. I would not.
Yo, we apologize if we terrorize teachers.
A few of you.
Mm-hmm. You know,
I feel sorry for one teacher. I feel so bad. I swear it was her first year, and I was a bad kid. It was literally ECW in that classroom.
But kids were like literally like,
yo, I remember one time this kid went on the desk and wanted to jump on another kid on the desk, and the kid seen that coming and pushed him. And all I remember him going like, and then he flew into like the chairs. You know how you hit the chairs like
that are attached to the desk?
No, you know the chairs like before, it was like after school. So it was like, you know when the chairs, they told you to flip the chairs upside down?
Yes,
so they could vacuum. That chair went boop, then the chair just piled on the kid.
Oh, jeez.
And I was just like, oh my gosh. And then the kid tried to run away and run to the teacher thinking that the teacher was going to save him. But that kid started swinging on him in front of the teacher. And the teacher, she didn't even know the fight was beside him until the kid was just, and then like broke up the fight. I'm like, my gosh.
Yo, that's
crazy.
Wow, jeez, man.
We had some serious times. And I remember, like, that teacher would always tell me to go in the corner, put my nose in the corner, yo. That's some weird solitary confinement as a kid, yo. Put nose in the corner, yo. Nose in the corner! Just put me in the corner. And then I'll be the one that they separate the desk, man. Yo, everybody had 4 squares in the desk. I won't have 3 because I'm there by myself, bro. By myself. I'm like, what type of this solitary confinement, bro? Like, just there doing I guess I did my work well. But I guess I was just like a distraction.
Right.
But yo, it's not my fault, though. Sometimes it was a kid, yo. Sometimes it's not even me, you know. I was thinking it's a racial thing. Yo, sometimes I really,
thinking back, you're probably like,
I didn't do anything a lot of that time. I just reacted. I just reacted a certain way. You tried me, I tried you back.
Right.
I wasn't even that bad of a kid. I wasn't. I swear. I wasn't a bad kid. Oh, actually.
It's just, wow.
Grade 2, that was the Attitude Era.
That's what.
97, 98.
Yeah, I got suspended from. What was worse suspension? Like, was it like school suspension or home suspension?
In school's pretty.
It sucks.
In school's worse. Like, I definitely had it in schools growing up. Yeah. Like, oh wait, no, you can't go home yet, and then you just see after you're after school, you just
the
like.
whole time you hear the bell ring. That day sounds like a long day. You see one of your friends throwing the attendance thing. They see you, put the paper and walk out, and you're still there.
You're just like, damn, I'm still.
That's rough. Feel for you.
That's
I have experienced that.
Childhood day. Well, you never had like you were bad. You never fought, nothing like that. You were a good child.
Yes, very much so. What? Still am.
Okay.
Man. But yo, apparently, Toronto has become Gotham. They're still looking for face tat fugitives out here.
That's funny.
That is hilarious. That they're like, we're looking for this individual, and I see the face tats. I'm like, ooh, y'all better find him. I saw that picture. I said, ooh, y'all better find him. That guy does not look like a person.
Like, how's that person not caught yet? Like,
I don't know. And the funny thing is, he made a TikTok about it. Like him looking at the video, looking at the things.
So they couldn't figure, you know what?
I don't know what he did.
Using the location.
Yeah, I was about to be like, do we not have the technology for this? Like.
Yeah, but maybe he's not in that location anymore. It's not like he's gonna keep that phone if you're still. Maybe, I don't know. He's probably like, come find me. Find me now.
No, not find me now.
But, and then, I remember they were saying, oh, you can't call 911. It's been like off for like allegedly it's been off for like 3 hours.
A few, yeah.
Like major delays. So,
I was like, what?
Yeah.
If you're listening to something happening to your neighbors, I'm not saying to handle it yourself. Just pray about it.
Yo,
pray about while calling them because you're gonna be
what that's
waiting.
gonna be like call 911, looking for help. All right, I'm gonna call 911. Yo, what?
Like no, like that's
911 is currently going through something.
Like,
Please locate your nearest police station or firefighter in case of emergency.
I'm like what?
yo, sometimes I used to hate calling like automated phones because the French part start first. So it's just
You're like
welcome to them. And I'm like, yo, dog, I have to go through the whole French. Why don't you just ask me, is it English or French from the start?
Like,
That's funny.
nah, man, that's crazy. So you're calling 911 and they're just like, if you like to be put in a queue,
I don't know how.
Right? All
We will
operators
call
are
you
currently busy.
back
Like,
by press. I don't know how. I don't know what that is. But I don't think that's okay.
But imagine actually calling 911 and they're just like, all operators are currently busy.
With other emergencies.
Right? In need of emergency, contact 911. I would lose my ish.
it's like, yo, I just saw a hit and run. Like, where's the?
I mean, there's been a lot of accidents as of lately, and they've
thing
been.
It's true.
Yeah.
And the thing about a certain accident, they don't come.
Yeah, they've been on the highway just obstructing. Yeah.
Wait, hold.
Some cops are not allowed to come to some accident unless it's like a serious like injury. Yes, but sometimes you have to just hug that.
Wait, you just have to hug that. No, I know what you're saying, but like,
Yeah, I mean, in the past like week, I think there's been at least.
that's what I'm trying to explain, man. Yo, you're gonna have to
accidents.
hug that. Your cop just be like,
no, man.
nah, that accident's a little. Nah, I'm not coming still.
Yeah, coming
You're
down.
gonna have to hug that.
Wait, you're in an accident. You're calling me. All right, yo, you gotta just report the things.
Oh, it's true though.
Like
Like Saturday was crazy. I was on the road all day Saturday.
Severe accidents.
And it was a lot of accidents. Like 410 going northbound had an accident around 7 p.m. No, earlier.
There's one on the Gardner on my way down. There's
Yeah.
one on the Gardner. I'm like, Gardner and Spadina. Because I always get off at Gardner and Spadina.
Right.
And they always have to hit there. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, something at that point I would start to think there's something wrong with that intersection.
But then if I complain to city council, how long are they gonna take to fix it?
Remember, they wanted to lock down one of the highways for 4 years.
Really?
I don't know which one it was.
Didn't they want to close the Gardner apparently?
Yeah, that was the one for 3 years. For 3. Listen to me. If it's one of those things that they modify it to a way where, like, traffic free, I'm okay with that. Mm-hmm. But that is gonna be some rough times those times.
During it.
Because now you got to take Lakeshore.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Lakeshore's not fun too.
And front, yeah. It's a single lane.
Lakeshore, I had to take Lakeshore. What I remember when I went, I used to go to Lakeshore in the morning, and it wasn't too bad because I know where I was going. But I remember the one time I went when it was the X. I'm like,
In traffic.
that left turn lane. And yo, I don't have an issue with you, Lakeshore.
Wow. Okay.
Why, when I'm going west, that you decide to flash your lights and close the Gardner? Stop that, man! It's 3:30 in the day. 3:30 rush hour. I want to catch the Gardner. I don't want to take Lakeshore and go all the way up to find another Gardner. Open the gates. Don't flash me, yo. I'm in the lane. Like, yes, I'm in the lane. All I have to do is take this lane, the second to the right lane, and it's taking me straight to Gardner. That's what my GPS says. And then I see the flashing lights. The exit, the Gardner's closed. Why? You know we have traffic there. Get me on the Gardner the right way, man. Please. Thank you. Like, you don't have to close the Gardner. Why are you closing it? Because it's rush hour? By causing more delays?
Then tell me how that makes sense.
How does that make sense? How?
I mean, is that a place where usually accidents happen though?
I don't know, but I don't think it'd be an accident if you're just going down. Because you have it open at night. You have it open when it's the Leafs game at the end of the night when everybody's trying to leave. But a rush hour when people just have people working, paying, and you taking taxes, you want to close the gate and flash caution lights? Open the gate! I appreciate it. Like you guys do at Spadina. Now you guys are doing better things. Like I see the police officers, you know, certain places at the Gardner, like I think it's Bay or whatever. There's police officers that like, you know, I think they're running the lights.
They're running the lights.
Mans are like, yeah, come through. And everybody's like, yay, everybody's going to the Gardner, yeah. Because, you know, sometimes when it's like too much people trying to enter the Gardner, it's bound to have an accident or whatever.
Yeah.
Now you have the cop like, you know,
going through
running a signal, stop. And then even when it's like not that much traffic, he'll still like, yo, come through. It's like, yeah.
Wait, so they told the cop to be there? Like
I don't know if it's like they told the cop to be there,
or like
but the cop is there, and I'm happy. God bless you police officers.
Imagine.
You know what I mean? Because it makes life easier. Because it's like, yo.
They probably understand the flow of traffic altogether.
Right.
That's the reason.
Compared to a computer?
Yeah.
Don't say.
And then now you guys want to shut off that gate. You want to shut the gate. You want to shut the Lakeshore gate. What's the difference between Gardner and Lakeshore? They're all trying to head west. What are you doing?
Yeah, true, yeah.
Open the gate.
If you want to hit Mississauga, you can just go there and then, yeah.
Yo, bro, like, what are you trying to stop traffic or make a... Is it traffic you want? I remember when they said they tried to make, what is it, Gardner a pay toll?
Yeah.
How dare you? Is that where you're starting? Is that what it is? But yo, even like, I swear the Easy Pass in the States.
In the States, yeah.
They're in an investigation.
They're in the, wait, really?
Under investigation, allegedly. They're under investigation.
For what?
Telling people that everybody needs the Easy Pass and they're not like doing some things or something like that. That's like 407 on investigation.
Right.
Because the thing
407 is not everywhere anyway.
That's just the thing.
This
like,
is true.
I know for our listeners in the States, the Easy Pass, the last I heard about that, like, they have the card thing now, right?
I remember just going, I didn't even know I was on the Easy Pass one time. And then I think I went on the toll road.
Right.
And then I just got the letter in the mail, like, oh, you're on the toll road, New York, New Jersey, $10.
Wow.
No.
And I'm just like,
because they snap your plate if you don't pay. They're like, oh, you didn't pay? All right.
It's like 407. They snap your plate too. And you have to make sure you have that transponder when you go on. Beep, 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 you hear transponder. If you don't have that transponder, you're paying for like a toll fee, no transponder fee. Why are you driving my 407 fee without a transponder fee? Who do you think you are fee? The rush hour fee.
The who do you think you are fee? That's funny.
Just because it's Canadian tax fee.
And amenities, because like a lot of people don't know on 407, they feel like, I'm probably spilling the beans, but they feel like have a flat tire, run out of gas. You just call them and they do it for you.
They'll do it.
Oh.
That's how I had a flat tire on the 407. Waiting for I called CAA, sleeping, and then I thought it was a person like, oh no, you have a flat tire, you have somebody coming? I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, next time, call 407 and, you know, they'll just do it for you. Just tell them where you are.
You're like, oh, okay.
Like, well, that's what I'm paying for on the toll road. That makes sense.
That makes sense, right? I mean, okay.
I mean, it makes sense. Like, why not? If you're paying for a toll road, at least have some amenities. Somewhat.
Now paying, in terms of paying, right? The video that I put in the chat, people are paying to be on the subway, right? Like, because that's how you get in, or you hop the turnstile, whatever. Do you? But
split your tokens.
Or split the token.
Tickets. Do they still have tickets?
No, that's they have to stop that.
They've changed it now. It's more like it's like a Presto card, paper ticket, but it has like a little magnetism thing or a slider, so it reads your actual stuff. But it's paper.
But you can pay on debit now.
And credit card, yeah.
Yeah.
Me not trust that.
A lot of people don't.
I highly recommend guys don't tap your card on it.
Yep.
Don't do it.
Do not.
Because you might get a double or triple tap.
No, they'll actually go through your history.
Of what?
Payment.
Your history payment, yeah.
What do you mean your payment history?
So if they say you're like, oh, you claim that you paid for whatever the case is and you tapped your card, they'll be like, okay, pull it up.
No, boom.
I mean,
and then what do they do with the information?
And they will know where your transaction was and what station.
But I mean,
what are they doing with the information?
But I mean, yeah. I see. Okay.
But with a card, a Presto card, they can't read it.
Because they can still know where you went.
Yeah, but they can't.
If you walk into a fare inspector, yes.
Yeah.
They can see where. But other than that, that's.
But they can't do it.
But I mean, they can use it for informational purposes. How much people do we need to add more trains? Do we need to like some some technology is okay, I believe, if they know it.
But in the hands of the TTC though.
I mean,
all I want to do is get from A to B, man.
Without
why do you care?
If it's still a fixed rate, that's fine. If they start adjusting the rates to like distances, that's when everybody should get mad and start. That's when you can start hopping turnstiles and start getting mad. But until then, I think you should be okay with like
at this rate, might as well.
At least if they see the information and they can bring it up and say, "Oh, rush hour times they need to add more buses or add more streetcars."
Right.
Or if they do something like that where it makes sense for the logistics,
32.
That's fine. You know what I mean? But like
47.
If it's just to scan people and see where they've been and all that stuff, that's a bit much.
That's too much. Now, I brought up money for a reason because why is it you're paying money to get on your subway, right? And over the announcement you hear, everybody get off the train. There's a bomb in the middle. Did you guys see that clip?
Wait, what?
I still need to see this clip, but I saw part of it. But I saw the little scuffle of everyone like.
Yeah. So, like Z, like I watched it.
Like.
So like Z saying, like I watched it without sound first. I couldn't tell what was going on. So I pressed the volume, and then you hear over the announcement, everybody get off the train. There's a bomb in the middle of the subway cart. Everybody get off the train right now. And then people are like, people are just robot.
But shuffling. You know what?
But most people were just sitting back, just like,
yeah. But I'm not shocked. And you want to know why?
Why?
Because there's so many situations. Like just the other day, I was at the mall, and the fire alarms were going off, and people were still working out. And I'm like, I'm one of those people. I learned in school, when you see the lights going on and you hear you get out,
you go outside,
you evacuate,
you leave,
because there may be a fire. So I'm starting to get ready, but you're looking at everybody else and they're just still on the whatever elliptical, whatever it is.
Headphones on, but they saw the lights flash.
But the lights are flashing.
Right.
So I start walking, and then the lady, probably 15 minutes after, who's tending at the gym, she's like, "Oh, you guys actually have to evacuate." I said, I would be burned up right now.
No, but
but in case of a bomb, how many people do have bomb training, in a sense of what do you do in case of a bomb?
Well, today's Sunday, and I guess because of that clip, starting Monday, there will be bomb training.
No, I think they have bomb training. They should have.
But the public, does the public naturally get bomb training though?
Unfortunately, no.
What?
Like I said, I told you guys before, like when I was in the States, like one of the many days, they had to evacuate a whole mall because they're like, someone's like, I'm gonna blow this up, and you know. And so we're just waiting outside. Police come in, firefighters come in.
I would have left.
Bomb squad comes in.
They did that during midterms.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. They do it in midterms too.
No class today. No midterms today because someone had pulled the fire drill, bomb threat, something like that.
I don't know,
But I don't know if I would be like
Toronto, Gotham.
That's a little bit much for me that I'm on the train, and the man said, "All right, everybody, get off the train. There's a bomb in the middle of the train." Now you're thinking to yourself, "Where am I in the train?" Of the train, and then next stop, Northwest Station. You're like,
do I get out of the train?
And then you're gonna see people walk towards the door. You're like,
no!
Like what? The man just stared at you through the door, like through the glass. Like they don't know what the hell's going on.
Oh my gosh! It would be a stampede coming out of the door.
Like someone is getting A-Town stomped.
Yeah.
No,
but it won't be from the middle. It'll just be the sides.
It's just gonna be a fight from the doors.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you might try to push through. Harlem's shaking. It's Harlem shaking to the door because one guy's to go to work, one guy's trying to survive, and we don't know what type of system. That's a different type of war. I'm late. I'm not. I'm just to get out.
I'm trying to live
right now. Oh man, this city, like,
I just don't understand. It's such a rough situation.
Is this city decaying before our eyes? That's a question.
I don't think it is. I just feel like they're trying to get us back into the rapture of fear again.
Okay.
Well, that's an interesting.
That's a.
I think it's just weird to like. It's just weird. Like you're there, and then chaos is happening, and it's arriving at St. George Station.
You're just sitting there like.
And it's like.
Wait, they said the bomb. Is that? Because I think someone walked into the train booth and they and grabbed it.
That should not be able to happen. They should have like a code that someone can
go in there.
Should be able to pick up the phone and be like, "Hello, hey,
Hi."
Remember the whole
intercom.
The whole intercom system, right? Whoever that let that happen, they're not.
But this is the thing.
They're gonna be called in Monday in the office and be like, "Yo, you need to leave."
Weird thing to do. Like, I never thought to myself, I'm gonna open the sliding door on the old TTC train. So for someone to literally say, I'm gonna open it, slide it behind me, go through and use the thing, you are a crazy individual. Or
I say allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah.
Now, mind you, now the trains are just open, right? So they're just gonna walk from one side to the other side where the conductor is.
I still don't know if that was the right move. The whole open train thing. Nah, if I gotta matrix slide, I gotta open the door, close it, hold the door.
Honestly, that's always the thing.
I remember. I think I saw a clip this week of like some woman. I don't know if something was wrong. I think something was wrong, and she's like in front of the train, and the train is coming.
Oh yeah.
And then
but it stops.
Someone tried to pull her, and she turned around and tried to chase after the man. The man said, like the man said, because he tried to go after the man, but it's like a zombie, like. And then the man,
train did stop though.
You know the intercom person that has this little slide door.
Right. Yeah, she tried to reach into it.
Yeah, big idiot. Yeah, can you imagine this? The man just. Can you imagine just getting cussed off as the TTC conductor? Yo, come on, find him. Come over too close to that train. I don't know, man.
But it kept moving after they pulled her back. So
I even seen in New York. I think the man was watching, and then these kids, man, they were waiting for him to get by and his blow as his head top as it's going. You always get fast. Hot fly off.
Wow.
Yo. Whoa. That is wild.
Yo.
That is wild.
Some of y'all kids out there, man, yo,
these kids are evil now.
Ruthless, man.
I don't know if it's a lack of like love,
outlets.
They have all this energy to do evil things.
Like
getting sturdy, and now they just want to do crazy stuff. Like I never thought of like
I mean, if you're there leaning over a little too far, that smack off the hat. And the train comes right at the same time, will teach you a lesson.
But
you shouldn't be leaning that close, and nor should you be at the edge like that.
Wow.
There's a yellow banner there for a reason.
I never thought to mace a bus where everybody's on the bus. Like I never thought that would be a smart
macing
idea.
A bus.
Like macing someone on a letting it loose on the bus. Like you held the trigger down.
Yeah, I'm not laughing,
for
guys.
5 seconds.
I'm not laughing. Hold on.
Like you're fighting someone. Like you want a problem, and you decide to mace the bus, and people that are in the crossfire, like that's not okay.
Why were they doing that?
I don't know why they were doing it.
Bear mace.
Bear mace.
Like I said, mace is so strong that
it is.
Remember, a bus is you can only go so far. So once that's fired off everyone has to come off.
Yeah.
Because growing up, quick story time. One time in high school, I think I told you guys like all the time. Someone during exams put bear mace in the ventilation system.
Wow.
Like a
in the dock.
So what happened is people were doing the exams and they're going. And eventually, like, oh, okay, everyone get up.
Everybody get now.
You might think it's like a gas thing.
Like, we had to be outside.
Yeah.
I said Firefox. Firefighters were coming in. They had to clear it out. And then as we were going back inside, they're like, yeah, someone was spraying bear mace in the ventilation.
That's crazy.
They're trying to look for that.
For what reasons? I
remember there was fart bombs. There's a lot of fart bombs.
Yeah.
That was a big thing.
And back in the day.
Back in the day, back in the day, I remember
firecracker and just
some of these I remember I guess fights used to go down in the washroom, so they just took out the doors.
Yes.
They just took off the doors because if your wall had a bend in the washroom,
Right.
they just took off the doors. They said, nope. Yeah. We need to hear some fight that's going down.
We need to hear it. That's funny.
Can you imagine that you're sitting in the stall and the man just busts through the stalls with straight scraps? It's like you're in a vulnerable position. You're just there. Unless you never used them. Like, you're just there like, why you fighting?
Like, what?
Can I wipe my butt first? Like, dang.
Like,
Yo, bust through the stall. Yo, that is madness.
no, I think overall though, like, I think we're the last generation of like bad kids per se.
No.
Like, I think it's going around or going down slightly.
These kids are moving different.
It's just different, yeah.
They're bringing guns to school.
But that been happening though.
Yeah.
It's sadly that been happening, right?
Like Yorkdale, now they have like the metal detector heat sensors.
Whoa! Now you're putting me onto something.
You didn't see that?
Yeah,
they have the
they-
heat
they
sensors.
have
Security
the
now they have heat
sensors,
sensors.
Is that
It rings off
recent?
If you have a
Yeah,
gun,
they installed it, yeah.
Wow.
They
I
can
thought
tell
they
if
would
you
have
have
done that years ago when the security guy got shot. Like, what was it, a while back? Years ago, you remember?
But maybe it was technology. They didn't have the technology then.
Oh.
I guess.
Shout out to Yorkdale. I mean,
We need to put that everywhere. Put that everywhere. I want to be safe when I shop.
because
But
anytime.
then
Everywhere.
that's gonna be crazy when you're just walking in the mall, and then all of a sudden you see somebody getting like swarmed by like
Yo.
security or whatever.
Police.
Yeah, and
But
it's
I mean,
because
if it's because that person has a firearm,
Yeah.
I am okay with that. Like,
you're just walking your merry way, and then all of a sudden, get down, get down.
can you imagine these mans? They're not trying to. They're gonna clothesline you. Like,
Yeah.
they're gonna
They-
not security, police.
The police
Yeah.
are, yeah.
Get out of the ground right now.
But then that also means are there police now stationed at Yorkdale?
I haven't seen one yet.
I've seen.
Like,
I don't know if they're in Yorkdale just chilling, but I've seen like
like an undie. Yeah.
police. Yeah, they probably have.
They probably know. Yorkdale has probably undies. So in Toronto, like Yorkdale is considered like the top.
It's like the North York.
I don't think so. I'm thinking Eaton Center.
Is the
I
top
say yeah,
one?
one in like.
I don't think Yorkdale was. I remember Yorkdale was. I feel like Yorkdale looks like they have more expensive things ever since they took out like urban behavior.
Right, yeah.
Like there's more more expensive stuff, but
And
now
their expansion.
They're like
and expansion.
I guess no, they're trying to treat it as like a world class.
Probably.
Yeah.
But
Anytime you go through like certain state, like the station part. This is a very Toronto topic. For enjoy the lore, but when you're going through that subway part, you'll see like the glass windows where all the security people are. Mm-hmm. Yo, you see the whole screen and the people just looking. Just
it has to be. You don't when I I worked there before and you had to like document yourself like nights and days because people still try to get in there at nighttime, you know.
Yeah.
and try to hide in the store. Just
I remember
Because it's not closed until like what, 10?
10.
Yeah.
10, yeah, depending.
Because of movie theaters, and then they'll actually
And then
cut
some
off.
people because they want to start one way and get to the station because they block it off. You have to get to the station. So I remember like days when I used to go to like go as soon as you get off of Yorkdale, go down the stairs, and for some reason I always hear somebody on the keyboard. There's always someone playing on the keyboard.
Yeah.
It's always on the left side. It's like, and then, then now that's how you know you're going into Yorkdale. The washroom on the left, the newspaper station, then the security, then
The tunnel.
Tim Hortons.
Go station, then Tim Horton, and then
The source.
The source. HMV used to be there too.
Yo, that's a wow.
That's what I remember.
You guys remember HMV?
G
Wow.
Machine.
That's way back, yo.
That's some people just went to Yorkdale just cause to go to Yorkdale. I guess that was a Western thing.
I think.
West. I don't know. But
North York.
I don't know, man. You know, people be scamming their tokens and TTC. Speaking of scammers, how do I go about this? Okay.
There's been a lot going on in the news about people defrauding, not giving real things, lawsuits being thrown left, right, and center for repayment or refunding or retribution of their money.
Right.
Return on investments.
Yep. Return on investments.
It's tough.
The whole sort.
So, DJ Envy. I think that's the name.
Yeah,
that's being like slandered and
the person
in the news right now. Yeah.
And basically, he was working with somebody named what's his name?
Cesar
Piña.
Cesar Piña. And
Cesar, like the Caesar salad.
Flippin' NJ. That was his company, Flippin' NJ. And
which now, take it slow. You hear a company name like that.
Flipping MJ?
NJ as in New Jersey, because that's what it's based on.
Got you.
So let's just slow down, guys. Okay. You hear something called flipping TO. Off the rip, wouldn't you be like, what kind of...
I would get it because it's in housing.
Because you're housing, you're flipping.
Yeah, like you're flipping houses.
Nah, stop. I mean, no. If you come up to you with a name called flipping, I'm a flip it TO, and there's a lot of this happening. They don't even bother putting on a suit. Wait, let me go in. Hold on. They don't even bother putting on a suit. They appear to me like they're on road or like they have a club appearance. And you're talking about, if you drop 50 bands with me, in 3 months, you can get 200,000 on your head top.
I feel like that's the part.
Like people were doing this a long time ago with 5 bills. Pay me 2 bills and I'm wiping off all the debt, cell phone debt. Like people, there was a finesse. There was flips that were going on like that all the time. It's just which one's the real one,
right?
Because some people would do it, and others, it's a different story.
But this case,
it was producers. Like so, basically, long story short, they were promoting it. The guy said, he learned real estate from jail,
right?
From in jail by someone in jail.
Cesar Pina, yeah. Red flag number 2. So first, flipping NJ is the name. I didn't know information been announced to me. I didn't know DJ Envy had to sit down for some credit something. And then in the jail, he met Cesar Pina, who he calls his mentor.
On real estate, learning how to flip stuff.
His what?
His mentor.
His what?
His mentor. Mentor.
Who he learned all the stuff from.
In jail. Yeah. Steel bracelets, feeling the cold breeze of solitary confinement.
We cannot say...
Jail doesn't
There's some wise people in, just smart people. Some smart
there
people
are.
in jail. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of
some
them.
Smart people in jail. Very smart people. Why are you laughing? There's some very smart people in jail. You know what I mean? You're not dead, right? So you're smart. Like you get to live another day.
What the? Okay, you know what?
That's what it is.
Not in a bad way. No, stop. Don't do that. I mean it. I mean it in like, it could be worse.
Yes, it could be.
No, don't do that, man. That's not what I mean. You know what I mean? Like,
no.
Like, you can, it's rehabilitation. You can learn new skill sets and become a better individual in jail.
Yes, this is true.
That's what I mean.
That is definitely
sometimes
offered.
The jail, the institution saves people's lives. That's what I mean. Not like whatever negative connotation you guys believe in. But anyway, let me just segue from that. But yeah, real estate.
So Cesar, yes,
took money from people.
Yeah,
saying that he's gonna, take your money and flip it into whatever percentage it was.
Yeah,
right.
And obviously offered a higher return on investment that was substantial, like at least 200-300%. Than the amount that you had deposited.
Yeah.
And it did not go. It
can't happen.
It just didn't happen.
Yeah.
It happened.
And now he's been under investigation.
Yep.
The wife has got caught up in the mix. The brothers got caught up in the mix. Man's like Tony the Closer was on it.
Yeah.
It's weird because now he's mad at everybody else because it was like, we were talking about this for the longest time.
Right.
And then now you guys jump on it because it's on New York News or whatever.
Right.
Rick Ross was cooking them, calling them the...
Since time, yeah.
What was Rick Ross was calling them?
Yeah, because I remember that.
Real Estate Rico?
Real Estate Rico,
yes.
Yes.
Jokes on them and whatever.
Yeah.
Funk Flex too.
Funk Flex was cooking them like regular, dropping the bombs every time he spoke.
Yeah.
I heard there were over 300 bombs in that segment. Like he just kept pressing it. I just kept talking.
Akademiks said size because he's saying he's not an accomplice, he's a victim.
Right.
Akademiks said something like, yo,
what makes you different? Oh, you just want to help people. Well, that's what Envy said. Why do we believe you? We don't believe none of y'all. So I'm going to tell my audience to not believe none of y'all. I'm going to tell my audience, as long as I have a voice, don't believe none of y'all. I'm going to tell my audience that all y'all are scammers.
All you real estate people are scammers.
All of y'all.
And you know what?
You're leaning on, you feel like you're...
You can see how it can probably be higher in how people could be. Yes.
It could be possible that a lot of these real estate people are scamming.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I don't know. Not everything is that guaranteed. You take my money and we flip it just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Even if you,
or made everybody paying money on these seminars that you could probably get if you just read a book.
That part too.
I mean, at that point, he's selling something completely different than just housing. But of course, he's selling the business part for those who want to flip. So it's like, what did you do with all that money? Because from what I understood, you had sold out venues back to back. Numbers that were crazy.
Because people make money off of those shows. But
that's what I mean. Yeah. But how could you not take that money and invest it into something and flip that?
Amen. When I heard the number 50 million, so I heard the number 50 million and up, I was like, what?
But the problem too, and you got to think about that.
50 million?
The tough part about these type of situations is not because it's this guy scamming. It's because you're co-signed by somebody that's considered credible.
Yes.
So everybody's probably thinking, if DJ Envy is saying that this is the guy, I have to believe that's the guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, a lot of people, even myself, got caught up in that type of thing where I was like, residual income. Just make this money, guys. With your friends, bring them in, and then it's like
M2M market.
It's like, it's not a pyramid scheme if you tell them what the scheme is.
It's, I mean,
you know what I mean? It's just business now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, these things happen.
Yeah.
People get caught up into it, and people get caught up in the mix. Some people got burned 600. Some people got burned 6 million. You know what I mean?
I heard some wild. I heard 1.6 million, 6 million.
It's unfortunate.
200,000, 600,000. Like,
it's unfortunate. DJs, and you never know. There probably some mans that I want to clear my money and. See what I'm saying?
Ooh, you're going to the underworld.
I'm just saying there might be some. I watch Power.
That's not very. It's not very far.
And The Wire. So
that. Oh, okay. We're gonna link that. Okay, we're linking that right now.
So yeah. So
Cesar really thinks he's Clay Davis out here. No, like Clay Davis, but at least a fictional character from The Wire, Clay Davis. But at least he came with a suit and has the appearance somewhat, right? But Cesar Pina coming in with a T-shirt and jeans.
I don't even think the looks matter if you could say, hey, I have 30 million properties or whatever. I do this. I don't even look at my money anymore. All my family and all these people are well off. When they say grind, they don't know what grind is. I'm grinding. I have 50 million homes. I got an indoor pool. I got an outdoor pool. I got an indoor basketball court. I got an outdoor basketball court. What are you doing with your life? You're going to school? Huh? If you want money, come see me. We know how to make money. Join my NFT. I'll tell you how to make $2 and flip it into $2 million. That's how we do this thing. Join my team. Happen. Don't get left out, because you are going to get left out. You know why? Because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. And because you're not doing what you're supposed to do, you can't get like me. Okay? Where's my money? I'm not going to show you my money. Why do I need to show you my money? Why do I need to prove that I have money? Huh?
Yo.
Why do I need to prove that I have money? You see where I am. You see what I'm doing. You see my cars. You see my house. You see these things. While you're at it, join my parlay team and pay here and make some parlay, buddy. I have $100 bets that you could join. Who I think are going to win? The Raptors are going to win the championships. That's what I believe the Raptors. Put your money on that. Join my parlays. Join my MLB parlays. Join my NHL parlays. UFC. WWE, I know it's already predicted, but I got the predictions. Draw my parlays, and for $60 a ticket, and you will win. I have a friend over here. His name is Don Jones. He listened to me. He turned his $2 to $2.5 billion.
Yo, it's like
I did.
I have my friend. Her name is
Amelia Hart.
Amelia Hart.
Amelia Hart.
She had no money. She was broke, struggling on the streets. And I said, "You have $2?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Put this in the thing." And then she's like, "I actually have another $2." And I said,
$4.
"Okay, $4. Let's put this in my parlay investment plan." It's not a parlay, it's a personal investment. You're investing in yourself. A lot of people don't know how to invest in yourself.
Wow.
And that's the problem with you guys. It's a problem with society, and it's a problem with economics. Okay.
The conviction.
That's why you need to join my NFT as well. My NFT is coming out. Join it. I know they say that, NFT is a scam, but they're the real scams.
That's
You know what
wow.
the real scam is? The banks.
That,
If you get
okay.
anything back from the bank, why do they hold your money? That's why I have a bank. Join my bank. Because I have a new bank coming out. It's called Parlay Bank. If you join my bank, you get free parlays. And that's only one. But join my bank. Okay? Because we're trying to invest in each other. Speaking of investments, invest into my stock, NFT, picture, investment, parlays, TV series on YouTube. And you can be successful. Residual income, everybody. And see me at the next conference. I'll be there in the suit that I did not pay for because I have it.
Stressing.
Yo, what?
Why do you want to own anything first off in the first place? What's wrong with you guys? Look at the world and look at the currency depreciation. You want to own things? You want money?
Wow.
You shouldn't want money.
Wow.
You should want land
Wow.
that you could rent. Because if you can't rent, you ain't right. Join my parlay today at 1-800-PARLAY. 1-800-PARLAY.
Parlay.
Extra Y.
Parlay. Parlay.
Extension 245.
Oh. Okay.
Sorry.
I would have respected that if Pina did that, but Pina didn't do that. I bet like his approach was like some hip hop, like yo,
That's crazy.
like yo, this is what it is, da da da, with
I feel like that makes it worse.
with the Beijing beard,
What's up, brother?
like
You want to make some money with me?
Not
You
the.
want to invest? We make some money? Invest
I just-
investments? Would you want to do some real estate?
like.
man, I don't.
Mad
This is the
awkward.
thing. I'm not saying that these things don't happen. I'm not saying that there's some real people that do it, you know, what I
Right.
mean, and make some money. I don't know, but
It's getting very hard
it's
lately.
very hard to look
Yo,
now. It's getting very hard to
getting
look
very
and
hard to
see
look.
who it is. And I wonder sometimes it's like if it's on the low, like if someone is actually making money, do they want everybody to know how they're making their money?
That's the part people you got to take in the.
I mean, you're not
taking the lyrics, man.
competing with them because they still would never have your network.
But do you want
But-
to saturate something that
The market?
everybody could make money? You know what I mean?
I mean, sometimes that's the only way you make money.
If you're the person that saturated the market. But if everybody knows how you're doing it and everybody does it, that just cuts the brick.
Yeah, into pieces.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying.
Hey man, like I said, iHeartMedia, like who used to be Clear Channel. Hey man, they're getting sued. They're gonna get sued.
Yeah, well, there's been a
we'll
lot
see.
of attempts
Yeah.
from people. They are also reaching out and contacting them. They were not initially on a lot of the suits, but now
Nah, they're like nah.
Are they on the suits?
for the first batch, no. But now the most recent ones have them on there.
Nah, I'm gonna sue you, Envy. I'm gonna sue you, Cesar. I'm gonna sue you, iHeart.
Yeah.
They're
You're catching the lawsuit. You're Charlemagne. You're right there. You're catching the lawsuit.
no, but
But nah,
they-
Charlemagne was
I
like,
don't know if that's how it works.
you could see the man was like, I don't believe this man, and he would ask questions that were that were definitely like
So how do you make this money?
It was definitely like
use
that.
other people's money.
It's like, yeah, how do you do that?
Let's slow it down, guys. The fact
He was telling them
he blatantly just said that, like, and he didn't think
on himself.
Use other people's money to make interest and flip these things, and then maybe that's how it works. I don't know. I don't know if that's how it works. No, maybe that's how it does work in the business. I do not know. We may be wrong on this. Maybe that's how it works. I don't know.
Using other people's money?
Some people.
And then what? Pay you a bill for, or pay you for flipping it? That is fine, because then that is the service.
That sounded nasty.
I mean, in the crazy world we live in,
and reverse it, put my thing down for the. Sorry.
I don't know, man.
Hey, man. More to come. Like, I mean,
this gives us more reasons to have somebody on our podcast who does do real estate.
Yeah.
And share a little bit of something.
But like real estate. Not like punky funky.
That's an interesting term.
But that means we gotta bring in 5 different people.
Oh, okay. Like you're
because
you can't just bring one now. You gotta like consult with 5 to make sure.
Just to make sure.
Gotta be consistent across the board.
Because I don't want you to come here with like motivational speeches.
Yeah.
The reason why a lot of people don't want to do real estate because they don't want to do a lot of things for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta understand that if people didn't mash up the fence in their life, there wouldn't be consequences of the fence of the things and adversity. You know what I mean? Sometimes we gotta learn to invest in ourselves. And when you say invest in ourselves, I mean invest into my conference seminar that will have people like Cesar Piña. I would say that guy is reformed, but he's good. What other scammers that are out here?
I'm rolling.
See,
Bernie
Murdoch.
Bernie Madoff.
Oh, you're going Madoff.
Yeah. He was one of the best known for the
Something
Ponzi
Ponzi.
scheme.
Ooh. What's his
Scammer.
his scam was so well they just use his last name.
Ponzi, yeah.
Hey, coming live from Nigeria. I'm joking.
Oh no!
I'm joking. I'm joking.
You know what? No, I'm not gonna leave you alone.
No, please.
I'm not gonna leave you alone. I'm just gonna say it happens with some. I'm not gonna leave you alone. No. It happens with some.
I think you should let it go.
I'm not gonna go into detail, but
you should let it go.
It does happen with some.
It was a joke.
Like
Satire, guys.
His name
Satire.
is Alvin Ponzi or something.
Satire.
Or Alfred Ponzi.
And you know what? First thing, you know what I want to say? I want to apologize
No.
to the people at Palm Nations. I know this has been a while back because they actually did a good job with that concert. You know, they were getting a lot of flack because of Kingston Fest or whatever. But
Which is rightful flack.
And sometimes, you know, when you don't know about the business and you don't know about things, sometimes you got to look back and reflect and realize that, hey, you know, we don't know the adversities and things what they deal with. We don't know the allegations and all stuff. We only hear what we hear. So, you know what? I would like to apologize to those people and congratulations on your last event at Palm Nations. You can't please everybody, but based off what I heard, it was a good job. So, you know, people sometimes go through it the first time and then they get better. Like, you know, that's sometimes if you fall, it's when you get up, right?
Right.
So, or they were placed in a dark, isolated place to get their mind right. And when they were released, they realized how big the stakes are.
That happens when it's like situations happen. Like that happens regardless.
Right.
Like, situations. So
now, Ponzi was so ill with it that not only did they just use his last name, but his first name is Charles Ponzi.
Charles.
They say he's from Italy. Operated in U.S. and Canada. So, wow, this guy, wow.
Yo, the
Traveled.
one scam was
He was so ill with it. They just
man scammed for an airport. Who is it?
an airport.
He scammed like a bunch of countries saying that they're gonna build an airport,
Now,
and they didn't build the airport.
Wait, let me look that up.
He's like a
I was-
hero in his nation right now. Or
I was
something.
gonna say,
Yo, hold on.
define scam, because I feel like a lot of people don't understand what scam even means, and what's the difference between scamming versus business.
I think scam is promoting something, but
Oh, you see?
Okay, that was the biggest scam by telling the bank he was.
Who's this?
I don't. That's the one I was talking about.
I thought, yeah. Who sold an imaginary airport?
Google what is a scam first, Dalpesh, since you have.
Since I have the.
Because I feel like some people's relationships are scams.
You know what?
Some people's friendships are scams.
Scam doesn't just relate to like money. It could be relationships too.
Yes.
Like
Or fraud.
So to Google, it immediately just says fraud and fraud is another way in law. Fraud is intentional deception to secure unfair or
Your face is a
unlawful.
scam. Sorry, continue.
Or your face is you deceived me with your face. This is not how you look like. Intentionally.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Anyways, hold on. To secure unfair or unlawful gain, or to deprive a victim of a legal right, fraud can violate civil law or criminal law, or it may cause no loss of money, property, or legal right, but still be an element of another civil or criminal wrong. Yeah.
Who know people's feelings? That's not a criminal wrong.
Yeah.
I mean,
People's lives.
I mean,
some
Your
people.
face is a scam. Your life is a scam.
That's like what's a classic show? Catfish. That's what it's really.
Woo.
that's still going, I believe.
And it's still going.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah,
You
it's
don't
still
have
going.
face selfie cameras.
Nah, but some
Nah,
people
but
be really getting into
They're
it,
really
man.
no.
Deep fake and all now.
Oh, hold on. I gotta put my phone down.
Yup.
So with this AI technology
Yeah.
now and the voice mimicking,
I heard they banned that though. But it's still gonna.
Some people got it.
My goodness.
Especially if you know how to do coding.
I see the thing. I was watching a video, and the AI did it it faked it so well. I thought it was a real thing, but the YouTuber was just reacting to how, in a hypothetical, how this person would react, but it was all fake.
Yeah, no,
It's
I ain't playing that. That's what I'm saying. I'm not playing that.
But this Cesar now, Cesar. Don't they name Caesars in Rome? They used to.
What do you mean?
The Jesus killers.
Oh. Why?
I mean, technically they.
Why is something called a Caesar salad?
That is a very good question. Hold on.
Maybe because it's made after Caesar?
It's like, is it because of romaine lettuce?
Maybe.
Romaine. I mean, no, you're catching.
Croutons?
You're,
I don't know.
no, you're saying that. Hold on.
Pepper seed, poppy seed dressing.
Wait, what? How is it November 2nd? The same Cesar Piña is on a YouTube thing called How to Avoid Getting Ripped Off by Contractors When Flipping Real Estate.
Wow.
Let's just,
Wow.
We'll have to do a recap. That's not Caesar Pena.
This is no.
man, if you
he's
see-
on the page of Bootleg Kev,
If you're
but
wow.
Caesar is.
Okay,
Wow.
yeah. He's probably cooking him. Bootleg is probably cooking him right now.
Wow. But the meaning of Caesar in general, a powerful ruler, emperor, autocrat, dictator.
He's a backstabber. He got backstabs.
I mean, he might as well.
But I'm trying to understand, like, why are you researching the name again?
No, just because when people name stuff, like
The name of a meaning.
the meaning of it, right? So I don't know, man.
Oh, so like when you see a certain name, it's like, oh, your name defines who you are, type of thing.
There's levels to that, yeah. Yeah, there's levels to that.
I don't even know what my name is, and I don't want to know what my meaning of my name is.
Oh, you're talking about the Caesar?
Caesar. What I feel like
Caesar assets.
Oh, that was some good lyrics. Caesar, aka Caesar assets.
But I don't know. But
My goodness, man.
I hope all those people that got a part of that scam get their money back,
I hope you guys get your money back.
because a lot of people put their whole lives into that stuff, and now they're struggling for money now. So I don't know how the government compensates that. I don't know how they figure that out, because I don't know if he still has the money.
Yo,
I
like
don't know how it works, but I hope they figure that out.
there's rumors flying around like some of the properties are already in his kid's name.
Yep.
Like, so he must have been thinking like
seize the assets.
They could still take it though.
But even so, I don't know. I don't know anymore. But guys, just keep a perspective. If something is too good to be true, it's probably true.
Yeah.
That is too good to be true.
Yeah.
And like, if you see someone dressed in like hip hop fashion and they're talking about no,
I don't care about the look.
It's
for me. It's just what they're saying to you.
It's that.
Does it make sense to you?
And the look for me too. Like,
can you answer all your questions like to the point that it makes sense? Is it like a pressuring thing? Is it like they get frustrated because you're asking all these questions? Do they belittle you to make it sound like, hey, you're the problem if you don't take this step?
That's actually a good one.
Do they promote what they're doing by promoting other people that were successful with what they're doing? Is it like very... If it's similar to, multi-layer marketing, is it that close? You know what I mean? Coming from, myself and people that have been affected by that and stuff like that, like, look into that type of stuff.
Right, yeah.
Not everything that's glitter is gold.
Do your research. Always.
Yeah. But if you are interested in finding out more information about the Senior Piña and DJ Envy situation, I would definitely recommend that you go to Mr. Keep It Simple and search DJ Envy and Cesar Piña promised people to flip their money in 5.
Unbelievable, man.
And if you don't want to, join my investment parlay rebuild the community conference. Okay? We are trying to be successful in... I have 30,000 properties in my imagination that I would love to flip, and you will make 37% profits in 24 hours. And we will be great together, because you know what? You're on a winning team. And
when do you have to say stuff like that?
If you're not on the winning team, you're going to get left behind. Eagles and pigeons have 2 different visions. You know what I mean? I'm seeing 2023, 2024. Are you guys seeing 2020? Are you even going to live to see 2020? Too bad. You're already here. So we go get this going. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for money?
Wow.
Are you guys ready for money?
And this is when the preface, the disclaimer comes in that not
Hit
everybody...
the strobe lights. Pyrotechnics. Yeah. Yeah. Do you feel it? Do you feel success? Do you grasp it in your fingertips?
Wow. Grasp
Does it fall out like sand, or you can mold it like clay?
Wow.
Sometimes you gotta mold things like clay. Motivator speaker, come over here. We gotta mold things. Oh my gosh, I can tell you, man. Guys, I am so excited to show you this new product. It's called Imagination.
Wow.
Wow, that's...
You could tell you've clearly been doing this for quite some time.
No,
that's an accusation.
First off,
whoa.
I have never done this before.
The improv.
But
I
improv it because I've seen it a lot.
Yeah, you should. Yeah.
Why have you been exposed to this?
I could be this role because I was an idiot at one point in my life.
Oh, you're just...
I'm just being
You're
shady.
just giving off the things that you've heard.
I've heard.
Got you.
It's a learning lesson.
That's
I'm
crazy.
being shady.
That's
watch
crazy.
watch closely.
I'm being shady. Hey guys! Hi! I am Johnny Scammon.
Dot.
And this is my house. This is my house. You see that fireplace? Mine. It's my house. Okay? This couch? Mine.
I can't.
You want your own couch? Pay me $255.
Wow.
And you get 2 couches. The price of 1.
Not 2.
3 easy payments.
Why do I need 2 couches? That's the question.
That's the...
You know what? If you don't want 200, you are settling yourself. You understand that?
Wow.
You know what? You're the problem. What do you do for a living?
Wow.
What do you do for a living?
How did this get whiplash?
Huh?
I feel like this is like Mario when he has that little whip.
Don't you dare stifle these society people out here watching this thing, trying to be successful.
Wow.
Because you're not successful.
Wow.
Okay? I'm successful. I am.
I felt the tears.
Get out of this house.
I'm choking.
Get out of this house.
Throat.
Yeah, maybe play this role. Any actors out there that would need a skit that I could do this? I could do this.
The writers and producers.
I could do this role.
I thought you were gonna do the fake tear.
Right. It was definitely like everybody else is trying to work for success.
Yo,
What?
Sorry.
Oh man. I felt that. The conviction. I feel like I'm not working hard enough for that success. Golly.
I got stuff like
you are the problem.
Golly.
You need to work for the success. Oh, I want to be this. I want to be that. You're not that ready. You're not that ready to be this. You need to be this. You need to do your work. You're sitting around all every day. Maybe I'll do it this there. Maybe I'll do it that. Don't do it right now. They can help you after work or before work. You do everything you do graduate. Go right there. Call someone. They're here to help you. You're sitting at home doing nothing. What was that guy? Everest College?
Everest College. Wow. That was a throwback.
All right, yo. Let's
Where are they now?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
They're still at Everest College alumni. Everest College is still going on.
If you're the alumni at Everest College, please email us.
What was the other college where Romeo was like rapping for?
Yo,
TGCI or whatever?
that was like, hold on.
Don't even bother.
Yeah.
Don't even bother.
Wait, so in situations like that, does it change the scenario? Because he's just hired as a performer to do that commercial, even though the commercial itself is like soliciting false information?
I don't know. That's a good question.
And like, would he also be sued in that situation, or
No,
would he be separate?
Maybe I'm separate. I'm a separate entity.
The illest thing I heard, just to close like this segment out, the illest thing I heard was iHeart doesn't do disclaimers. That's literally how they got caught with their pants down. So like if they're having a certain people on the show,
They trust the person.
they just trust, yeah. But
That's
because
a really good open door policy.
there's no disclaimer, they could be like, well, iHeart, you kind of co-signed this.
But in the words of Sean Paul, I promise I'll comfort to a fool. So cool. At the end of the day, join my business plan. Okay, I got a business plan coming out. It's called I don't know what to call it. Anyway.
Right? Some of the items that are shared on the Vent podcast
This is a
are
business
of
plan.
the...
Do not leave it. That is funny. But yo, I hope those people get their money.
Yeah.
And watch out because people are scamming everything, even to your check your subscriptions on your bank card because you're probably not even watching something and they're still taking money.
Facts. That's
Just
Apple.
watch
right
your
I said it. I'm looking in the mirror for. I said it. That's Apple.
So just watch your subscriptions. You're probably getting scammed. Watch your services. Make sure like you're getting the proper service you're supposed to get. You know what I mean? Check your modems. Make sure you're getting the right modems. Make sure you're getting the right things.
Right. Yeah.
That you deserve and you're entitled to. You know? Don't get scammed out of your benefits. Don't get scammed on a lot of things.
Jeez,
Get what
like,
you need to get.
Please,
Okay? Please. But I think we should just wrap it up now.
a lot of
everything. Pardon?
like a lot of the acting today, and I was cussing before this. It really tired me out. I'm just.
You know why you're tired? Because you didn't want it enough.
Wow.
You don't want it enough. We don't get tired. I don't sleep. Look at me. You look like I'm tired? Do I look like I'm tired? I'm not tired. You know why? Because I don't sleep. I don't know what sleep is. What is sleep? Huh? Do you guys know what sleep is? I know what success is. I don't know what sleep is. What is sleep? Huh? 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 Huh?
And you know what's so
I
bad?
take naps.
You know what's so bad?
I don't sleep.
This is actually really accurate because how many episodes ago did he said he was running off of what hours of sleep?
At least I'm telling the truth about my sleep. How about you? Are you telling the truth? Because I don't sleep. Okay? I don't sleep. Sleep is for the weak. Don't listen to people tell you to take time. Get your 8 hours a day. Get your 7 hours. Get your hours. Drink water. No! I drink orange juice. Anyway, let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Sorry. Tired. Tired?
So I said tired?
I'm joking. Whoa!
Yo,
I'm joking. All right. You guys ready? All right, yo, I'm sorry, guys. You
yo,
guys are here to plug. Go ahead, you guys.
Delnijiro, DELNIJIRO, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Shout out to the twin Earl sweatshirt, but I don't look like you. Shout out to Somalians, Ethiopians, Eritreans. But I don't look like y'all, but shout out to y'all.
You can follow me at the Nerdzz, TheNerdZZZ. You could also follow my photography page at ZZZ.studio, ZZZ.studioto. But definitely keep in mind my event that's happening November 18th called Cuffed, because we all know it is cuffing season. So definitely, if you are interested for the sexiest vibe of tantalizing slow jams on every genre, you know, your favorite in R&B, Afrobeat, soca, and yes, and reggae and dancehall. Be ready for that. So dress code is in effect, and you can find more information in my bio as well as in Eventbrite. Sexiest show in Toronto. Or sexiest event. Yeah.
BYOO. Bring your own oils.
Yes. Turn off the light.
That is all good love. Knocking the boot. I'm joking. Hi guys. You can follow me at jhunterville on Instagram. You know why you should follow me? Because you want to be a leader. So follow me. Blizzard Boys, coldest pod out.
Burr.
It's cold in here. Is it cold in here? Coldest pod out. Twitch. New pistols on Twitch. Sorry, I am twitching. Follow me on Twitch at New Pistols. What I'm gonna be playing? Spider-Man.
Shooting webs,
Maybe,
but not that kind.
Maybe Resident Evil. I'm sorry, I'm being stupid. But yeah, if you have any questions or concerns, send it to askthevent@gmail.com.
Or complaints.
Don't
email us, Cesar Pina. Don't email us.
Or investment strategy.
Give the people them their money. Give the people them the money then.
Oh, let me tell you something. First off, the Vent does not have any investments or properties. Anybody try to tell you that the Vent wants your money, that is not true.
I lie there, I tell them
That is
on.
not true. If it doesn't come from one of us, don't listen. Don't take those DMs on the internet saying, hey, you know, can you send me your money? We, like, all three of us go on the page, and it could be, we don't do that.
We don't know.
Okay? So, like, just letting you know, just a disclaimer, you know, because a lot of people don't have them, and they're going through it right now. So, yeah, disclaimer. And, and my investment plan is, disclaimer is not true. Okay? I don't need to be exposed for it to not, you know, for me to come here and confess. I don't need the you know, so anyway. I don't know what else is there to say.
Leave some comments, questions, concerns, compliments, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, I guess so. This is the vet. We out. Peace.
Wash your hands.
See? Wash your hands. You see what happens when you don't wash your hands? Because you're dirty. A lot of people are dirty.
Wow.
You know what?
Wow.
You guys don't know how to wash your hands. You got to wash your hands.
Right.
Huh? You have to put on 2 hands. Both hands. Lather. 20 seconds. 30 seconds. 40 seconds. You guys don't do that. Do it now. Just dirty vermin.
Oh, wow.